Good morning, Kathryn.
Good morning.
If you could tell the voters a little bit about yourself.
My name is Kathryn Whittington and I'm running for Ashtabula County Commissioner. I have a business degree in business administration management and I have grant writing experience. I'm a former employee of Ashtabula County Children's Services. I left there after 13 years to run for the county commissioner position. I live in Richmond Township. My husband Steve is a business owner for over 28 years. We have our youngest son still at home. He's a freshman at Pymatuning Valley High School, and our 4 older children graduated from Edgewood and currently reside and work in this county.
What prompted you to run for county commissioner?
In 2013, we were the victims of a burglary. It is the largest burglary to this day in the county. It's still an open case, and numerous events led us to requesting a meeting with Commissioner Peggy Carlo. And so we went in, my husband and I met with her, and we wanted to address the jail issue because many of the people that were involved in our burglary had been arrested before and released, arrested, released. It was just that constant piece. So with my grant writing abilities, we realized that the county didn't have a grant writer. So we went in to offer, whatever we could do to help, maybe looking at either an addition to the jail, a new jail, a resolution to that, as well as a resolution to the addiction issue in our county. We were there just a few moments when she said that she would not support an addition or a new jail. So at that point, my husband and I left the meeting, and at that point I knew change was coming. We needed a change in our community. We were not moving in a direction that I felt was a positive direction, and after that meeting I really knew that there was something I needed to do if we were going to move our county forward. If I wanted to see that happen, I needed to make a change. So when the seat became available, I decided to run.
What did your proposal entail for the jail?
We were never given the opportunity to propose anything. The moment we brought it up, she stated that she would not support any addition or a new jail.
Did she give a reason?
No, she did not. We ended the meeting at that point because if she wasn't willing to listen or be open to a discussion, there was no point to waste anyone's time.
Is there anything else in the county that has your interest or something you would like to be changed?
Yes. We've lost an incredible amount of revenue to our community, so addressing that issue. Small businesses have a very hard time, a lot of red tape just to open a small business, not to mention all the issues that they have while running a business. We have employment problems due to the addiction issues. So those are some of the things, getting training programs with businesses, with the youth coming out of high school, or while still in high school doing some internships, some re-education pieces that need to be addressed. The addiction issue is a passion of mine. It affects so many people, and it is part of the crime problem nowadays. So, we have to look at all the aspects. If we're going to address employment, we need to address addiction and crime in order for us to be able to move forward.
And how do you address that problem?
Well, right now, we need to look at why are people leaving our community. We have jobs, but we don't have a workforce. So we need to create a workforce. In order to create the workforce, we have to address the addiction issues to bring back that workforce. So there's different elements of it that we need to look at and address. There are numerous, working with the judicial system, working with other organizations here, our growth partnership, people, in agencies like that are already working towards these plans, getting on board and helping facilitate moving them forward.
And then that would bring out budget issues. How would you deal with the budget issues associated with increasing programs or building a jail?
Right. Well, I am a grant writer, so, looking at alternative funding through state and federal grants are always alternatives. There's a lot of education grants as well as mental health and addiction grants. So working with all the agencies together to make sure that we're reaching all the alternative funding that's available.
You don't think the county commissioners are doing that now?
I think there's some doing it. I don't think it's being utilized to its fullest because we don't have a grant writer on staff. So, with a budget being tight, staffing being tight, there's not time for that research that needs to be done in order to find the grants.
How would you handle the financial issues of the county?
Well, first I would, need to look at the budget, study the budget, see where our funding streams are coming in from, and see where we've lost our revenues from, and address it in each category from there.
Do you see anything you would do differently than the present commissioners are doing?
I would be working more for the community.
Are you familiar with the new dispatch center they are proposing?
I'm not very familiar with it, so I can't really speak to the issues regarding it. It is something that is, on our list of things to research.
What do you offer the voters of Ashtabula County?
I'm a grant writer. I have good leadership skills. I have the ability to bring stakeholders to the table to actually come together and unify on bringing positive solutions. I have been in public service for 13 years, and I've been advocating for children and families at local, state, and federal levels for over 22 years.
Do you have any programs in mind if you're elected to initiate?
As far as specific programs, I would like to see the Bridges Out of Poverty program actually implemented. I've been trained in that program. We have several agencies that are trying to get that started and actually are doing some classes, but I'd really like to see the Bridges Out of Poverty go countywide.
Could you explain the Bridges Out of Poverty program?
It is an alternative way to train individuals who have been living in poverty and getting them back into the workforce, back into the education field, and giving them a better life, giving them that opportunity to be able to move their lives forward in a more positive way.
What would you do to bring jobs to the county?
Well, first we need to, address the jobs that are here in the workforce to begin with, because we do have jobs available here. We need to bring more businesses here. We are losing businesses and we're losing jobs every year. 500 approximately jobs are lost every year for the last 6 or 7 years now. So we need to make our county more friendly for businesses. I've heard numerous times that we are not a business-friendly community, and so we need to start working on relationships and building bridges back to other companies to get businesses to want to come to our community.
When you say the workforce is in trouble, what do you mean? There's not enough training for people? There's too many people on drugs?
With the workforce, we have a few issues. We don't have trained. We don't have a workforce that will come to work and work. We have a workforce that many can't pass drug screens, and therefore you can't have on job sites if they cannot pass that drug screen. So there's numerous issues. It's not just one. I don't have all the answers to it, but you know, given the opportunity to start looking and see how we can address these issues head on and move forward.
About 60% of the budget, county budget, is mandated programs, I believe.
Well, and that's why you have to look at where the revenue has been cut and see what other, it all goes back to that creative financing. How are you going to put back in the monies that were not mandated? And that's what we need to look at.
What makes you a member of the Republican Party? What about the Republican Party do you like?
Boy, you stumped me. I wasn't ready for that one. I think all in all, the values, the family values about being a Republican, it's about community, it's about family, it's about faith, and, you know, conservative values. And I think the values that we stand for as Republicans are important. And to keep those values intact and moving our county forward is I feel, the best way.
There's been a lot of contention with the national race. What is your feeling about the presidential election, and do you support the Republican candidate for president?
Yes, I do support our Republican candidate. I am a Republican, and therefore I do support Donald Trump. I have met Donald Trump. He is a very different man off camera than I've seen on television. I do believe he has those family values that, you know, I support and look for. And, you know, he is a very unique individual that wants the best for our country. And I think he will do well. I haven't had a whole lot of time to watch the race because I am out meeting the voters in our community and working on my race.
How is that going?
It's going very well. We've had a great positive experience. We have been door knocking. We've been at many events. We've been, you know, doing meet and greets and town hall meetings, and it has been a real pleasure to be able to meet so many great people in our community.
Why would the Ashtabula County voters vote for Kathryn Whittington?
I think at this point we need a change. I have the education and the experience to bring new ideas and fresh ideas to this community to help us be a healthier, safe, working community. You know, we'd appreciate your support. We've been working hard. I am dedicated to this community and to our county, and I will serve out my term as a county commissioner if elected.